Welcome to M&A Minute by Finch Brands. I'm Bill Gullen, president of Finch Brands. We are a real-world brand consultancy, and we help companies at key moments strengthen and clarify and activate the full potential of their brands and businesses. And today's topic is intimately related to all of that, and it's about the consideration of how multiple brands are managed, in the wake of M&A activity. Often we are called upon to not only assess at the what we might call the master brand or the corporate level, how brands will be managed, how many brands will continue to exist over time, what ought to be done with brands that won't exist, and how can they be skillfully and carefully and deliberately transitioned. We do have some philosophies, though, that are default viewpoints on topics like this, and one of those has to do with the right number of brands that exist on the backside of an M&A process and the migration. And put simply, this philosophy is in the direction of the fewest number of brands that work. And let me just sort of parse that. The fewest number of brands means one of the key objectives of M&A often, and particularly the branding work stream, is efficiency. Efficiency of sales and marketing spend, efficiency of brand building investment, both financial and human. And so in order to create an efficient and a clear structure for brands after migration, we want to have as few as possible. But the second half of that phrase is important, that work, the fewest number of brands that work. What we mean by that work is that the right number of brands, the fewest number, to effectively cover the market, the different flavors and nuances of the product offering or of the target audience segmentation. We don't, and a persistent theme in these discussions is we do not want to destroy equity capriciously. We always want to migrate deliberately and carefully, and that means porting over brand equity through migration. But on the back end, if you acquire a brand that is beloved and distinctive, it might make sense in that sort of new brand architecture world after integration that brand stays or continues to exist in some form or fashion. So the fewest number of brands that work is an emphatic call to balance this dichotomy between simplicity and efficiency in terms of market perception, in terms of internal swim lanes, in terms of sales and marketing investment, and ensuring that the market is adequately covered in a way that reflects its nuances so that every prospective customer feels like there's an offering that's a really good fit for them and that they can understand those differences in flavors or in specifications between offerings. So at the master brand level, the right answer for us is the fewest number of brands that work. Now, when you get down into product brand architecture, which we're also often working on, there are different considerations there. I think the philosophy is still true, the fewest number of brands that work. But when you're talking about different product lines and sort of different modules within an offering, depending on the category, it may be necessary, it may be advisable to have sort of multiple power brands and families across the product mix and meeting different market segments. So a general guiding philosophy at Finch Brands is the fewest number of brands that work, but as noted, embedded in that is a belief that one needs to attack this with care and deliberation so that upside in terms of efficiency and clarity is delivered, but risk in terms of brand equity destruction is mitigated. That's our M&A Minute for today. If you want to be a champion of purposeful change, give us a call. Thank you.